You know Netflix, and you might know Melanie Presley's pain while streaming movies.
It's always at the good parts, you know, when it's about to get real. The Shining, when he's coming through the door.
Here's Johnny.
That seems like an inconsequential first world problem. But in our digital age, it's more than friending, following, and streaming. It's about being connected. That's tough to do when your connection is like dial-up.
You've got mail.
But how could that be, since
Xfinity delivers America's fastest internet, according to speedtest.net.
Up to 40 megs of CenturyLink internet.
There's all this talk going on about fast internet, but we found out there may be something going on with your Wi-Fi. Don't you hate when that happens? Buffering.
we asked viewers across Western Washington to test their internet speeds using speedtest.net. This is an experiment. It's not scientific. For 5 days straight, twice a day, viewers logged on. Some had pretty good speeds. Some even got more than what they're paying for.
I have a Comcast Xfinity.
But not Nick Belafastov, who lives on Seattle's Capitol Hill. He says he pays for 50 megabits per second, but his speed's registered in the mid-30s.
Which is not okay.
We're already getting the best that our area has to offer.
Remember Melanie in Tacoma? She says she pays CenturyLink for 20 megs, but consistently got about half that.
That's not what I'm paying for. And it drives me freaking nuts.
I have Comcast Xfinity.
Quate Dodson in Bothell says he pays more than $100 for 75 megabits, but he registered a fraction of that.
6 to 8 megabits per second.
In the single digits.
I'm definitely not getting what I paid for.
But it's not always as simple as blaming those internet companies.
Got the box of tricks.
Charlie Amadeus of GeekServe
Tools of the trade.
is an internet expert. He calls himself an IT. That's information therapist.
Borderline therapeutic. You get a lot of anxieties when your email goes down. 5 years ago, if you didn't have email, you might lose some sleep. Today, you don't have email. It's like having a mini stroke.
He says there are some common problems that slow customers' speeds down. And to show us, he diagnosed the problems on the fly. At Nick's house, his modem was on his townhome's 3rd floor, so his 1st floor connection was limited. Charlie's recommendation?
You could get an access point,
which helps boost the signal around the house. At Melanie's, Charlie found out she consistently uses multiple devices at the same time. With only 20 megs, that can bog down the bandwidth.
Every device you have on a network should have at least 5 megabits allocated to it.
So Melanie should run no more than 4 devices at a time, keeping in mind streaming can eat up more bandwidth. And at Quate's, Charlie saw the router was a couple of years old. Plugging in an Ethernet cord showed Comcast was giving much faster speeds.
The old router just doesn't have what it takes anymore.
There are other reasons for connectivity problems too. You could have a virus, your cordless phone could be transmitting on the same frequency, or you might need a firmware or software update. If it's not your router or your problem, internet companies can still get away with consistently giving you less than the top advertised speed. Remember those commercials?
It's up to 40 megs of CenturyLink internet.
That up to phrase is pretty common.
It's ambiguous. Marketing is always ambiguous. We are willing to accept things when we don't understand them.
Goodbye.